there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Simon, along with Zuko here, who's, running around and doing all sorts. And it's a very special day for me today because it is my 33rd birthday. And I've gotten one of the best presents I could have asked for already. The Bad Batch episode number 2 is out today. I didn't realise it. For some reason, my brain in its infinite wisdom assumed that the episodes would be out on Tuesdays because the first one was out on a Tuesday. However, that's because it was Star Wars Day, and it was a special release date. So, I've woken up, and luckily I was up quite early this morning, and saw on Twitter that it was coming out, right now. And so I'm just like, yes, get in! Episode number 2, great way to start my birthday. I'm very much looking forward to this. I enjoyed the first episode quite a lot. I've not really seen any complaints around it. I've seen one or two people say it was just a little bit slow. I actually really enjoyed the pacing. It gave us time to absorb, what was going on during Order 66. It gave us time to really settle in to this new world of the Empire. And, to slowly see the degradation within the group. We obviously saw Tarkin come in and start to take control, start to, really come in and kind of, almost find a reason to get rid of the clones, but they defied all the odds. But we saw the Crosshair bit by bit right through the episode, ever since Order 66 had been given, slowly start to go a little bit, I don't want to say crazy because it's not, but we saw that programming start to kick in, and his loyalties turning away from the Bad Batch and to the Empire, and speculation that he could be the first Death Trooper. I think that's definitely the vibe they're going for with his new outfit. The green visor, the black, and he's got the skills to actually be someone who would be a very effective Death Trooper. Now, in this episode, I think there's a lot of speculation that they're going to go see Cut, who is the rogue clone who left the Republic Army, said, fuck all this, I'm done with your shit, I'm not taking orders anymore, I'm going to go have a family. And, the episode is called Cut and Dry, I think, or it's something along those lines. It has Cut in the title, so I definitely think that's what we're going to see. Only half an hour for this episode length. With credits, that's probably going to mean like 25 minutes. But I'm really looking forward to it. And like I say, couldn't ask for a better birthday present. So yeah, we're going to pick up and see what's going to happen. I mean, I'm guessing we're going to be getting this chase across the galaxy of, Crosshair trying to track down, the Bad Batch. And I'm hoping to see, the introduction of some Imperial era ships and, imagery. I know some people were talking about hopefully having Victory class Star Destroyers brought into canon. I'm just excited to see where they go with this. So yes, anyway, so why don't we jump in? I'm going to say a big thank you to all my Patreon super supporters: Bryan, Chelsea Keel, Frank Tremel, Karen Abel, Nightwing0102, LelouchViBrittaniawMustache, Michael Y, Mr. Greg89, Nick Walters, Nightwolf37, and Olly Brown. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's watch the Bad Batch. Yeah, the lighting effects are absolutely amazing. The way they can focus different layers in a way that they couldn't before really gives an extra third dimension to the animation. First time she's smelling a foreign planet's air and probably stepping on soil. It's like Rey when she first sees a planet full of greenery. Yeah, she recognizes those kind of clouds.
Single trip wire.
Nope, there's a laser one. Oh shit.
Was that me?
Rex told us about the clone troopers turning against the Jedi.
You talked to Rex? When?
Oh shit.
They passed through yesterday.
Oh, this must be where they go to try and find them.
He was going on about some behavioral implant. Troops should be pulling their forces.
Oh shit.
Securing a post. War's over.
They're just brazenly walking about with clone troopers around. I mean, sure, Cut seems to be fairly well disguised, but Hunter's still there with his headband.
Tagging them inside that impound lot. The stall's up
Oh
ahead.
shit, that was the Imperial symbol.
Spotted.
That's the first time we've seen the Imperial symbol.
So,
New galactic policy.
my what?
Sasaj Ventress as an alien.
Your chain code.
No planetary travel without a chain code.
So that explains where chain codes come from.
Get your chain code and don't make
Because they just seem to appear
It's not just
in The Mandalorian.
They're registering people too.
It's past the fence. We'll get it later.
Jack!
Explains why Baby or Grogu doesn't have a chain code either, because he was alive, but he wasn't known, so he wouldn't have had a chain code registered by the Empire.
Inside. We have to finish packing.
She's only a few steps outside of the compound. Oh no! That's one of those nasty beasts from Attack of the Clones.
Easy. She's not a soldier. Are you
Yeah.
not? Let's take a look here.
See, he's a parent.
Sorry. I was trying to get the...
He knows how to handle kids.
No.
Tech, you think you can forge some chain codes? I only learned of them moments ago.
But yes,
Getting
he's one of those kinds of guys.
on that shuttle.
Oh wow. She looks very different without the headband on.
I've been thinking about what you said. And you're right.
Is he going to try and leave Amiga with
Just give us some time.
Cut?
When you leave Seleucami, I want to make it a go with you. I guess if they think it's abandoned, it just might work.
It's crazy enough that it just might work. But it's not going to be abandoned.
What?
I have this under control.
There's one big problem. Omega's on the ship.
Should have done a sweep first, boys.
I think it's a good plan, Tick.
Yeah. Stick your thing in there.
Found him. Excellent.
Something's going to go wrong. Something always goes wrong. And also, Hunter is quite recognizable.
Where'd the discs go? And where's Omega?
Oh, she can get through, though. She's the stealthy one. That's her role.
Plan of yours is looking really lousy about now.
She's like the rogue of the party.
I'm the maintenance tech.
Yeah, with the arm of a droid.
Situation to face.
Good job, although... Yeah.
That is
Now we're done for.
We're in agreement on that one.
Oh no. Is that Wrecker?
That hit the spot.
He just destroyed that poor
Wrecker, we
R2
can't get
droid.
over here. Sure, I got it right here. Oh, right. Must be in this hand.
Yeah. Oh great, now there's a firefight.
Omega! Tick accidentally made 5 discs instead of 4.
Oh no.
Tell me what?
Oh no.
Keep moving.
She's not going to want to go. She's already proved that she can be useful.
Chain codes for you.
Either she's going to go and then they're going to discover they need her and they're going to have to try and find her again. Or she's not going to go. Uh-oh.
You're clear.
Oh.
Go through.
I think she's going to back to them. Oh shit. He just killed him. They ain't firing on stun. Oh, damn.
Responded to that.
Brute strength.
Let's go.
She's back now, yeah. She made it through, of course. Uh-oh. Holy shit.
You look like
A clone. Yeah.
Carry on.
Because he is. Where did they get a gonk droid from? Also, he's just doing bicep curls with a gonk droid.
And I have a lot to learn, but you don't have to get rid of me. I left Camino with you.
She could be useful.
This is where I want to be.
Tell you the truth, kid, I guess I've got a lot to learn too.
Okay, so I think the purpose of this episode was to get them onto the trail of Rex. You know, it's a very kind of predictable thing where the bunch of clones who have only ever been used to combat and taking orders in the military, when they're giving a child, it's like it's predictable that they would want to get rid of that child immediately because it takes them out of their comfort zone. So they go to the one clone that they know who has successfully raised children and try to offload her on them, which, you know, never really works. I definitely, in my mind, it was one or two things. Either she was going to escape and get back with them at the very last moment, which is what happened, or they were going to have to, you know, kind of like realize that they need her once she'd left, and then it would be a chase to try and find her again, which I don't think I'd have enjoyed as much because, you know, it's like I want to see where their journey lies, and I don't want to have to spend some of that time just trying to track back on where they've been before. But the idea of them now going to find Rex is one that I like that idea, and you know, they're only a day behind, and we know that Rex is going to make an appearance because he was in the trailer, albeit very briefly. So whether they're going to find him immediately or later down the line, I'm not sure. I don't know where their journey is necessarily going next, but you know, this definitely felt like an old style Clone Wars episode. You know, I'm very surprised that they were able to walk around. Like Hunter was just able to walk around with no hat, no face coverings, you know, and he is very distinctive. You know, Cut was having to wear a hat. He's grown up mutton chops, and even then he almost got recognized. You know, Hunter has a very distinctive, you know, face tattoo. He's got a headband that, you know, has a skull on it, which is very distinctive. Just because he took his armor off doesn't mean he wouldn't get recognized. And, you know, he seems to be quite brazen about it. But whether that's like just the attitude of, you know, someone in the Bad Batch, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, one thing I noticed was that they went from using stun on their weapons at the beginning of this episode. You know, when they were trying to remove the clamp, you know, we saw Tech stunned the clone trooper as he was sending the message across that there was trouble. But by the beginning of the fight, you know, they were killing clones. They were using, I mean, to be fair, yes, the clones were using live ammunition, live rounds against them. And, you know, Hunter picked up one of their weapons and killed, you know, a clone. But then they all switched to live fire. And, you know, it makes me wonder because they didn't seem to have any kind of hesitation. And so it makes you wonder, was it just a case of now they've accepted the fact that, you know, those clones are not the same as they are. They're not their brothers as they would, you know, see them in the past. And so they've got no hesitation in killing them. Or was it just heat of the battle? They didn't have any chance to think about it. And maybe somewhere later down the line, there might be a realization that, you know, they're turning against their own kind. I mean, because we saw in the finale of the Clone Wars, Rex really had trouble with the idea of fighting against his own brothers, you know, and it almost broke him. But I think, you know, especially because this is the special Clone Force 99, you know, they've always been a little bit different. They've never had that similar connection, but they must still feel something. It was just an interesting thing to note because, you know, they did start to kill other clones. We also saw the first use of Imperial symbology. We actually saw the Imperial symbol. which, you know, was considering the fact that the Empire at this point has only been around for a few days, that was a very quick turnaround. And to think that these are now Imperial clone troopers rather than Republic clone troopers is an interesting thing. It's like whenever you think about, you know, them being Imperial class Venators rather than Republic, Imperial Venator class Star Destroyers rather than like Republic Venator class Star Destroyers. It's just a kind of cool thing just to see that transition. You know, before the Stormtroopers come in, obviously they're still recruiting the Stormtroopers, and we'll probably slowly see the implementation of Stormtroopers towards the end of the show. But yeah, with the Empire and the chain codes being introduced in this episode, which, you know, I think solves the riddle of what the hell were chain codes in The Mandalorian? Where did they come from? What do they even mean? It makes sense that chain codes are a registration system that the Empire set up to track people. And so if you have someone's chain code, you're able to either locate where they are or get more information on who they are. And it makes sense as to why Grogu didn't have one, because he was still an infant at this point. He was probably being hidden. And so when they were being set up, he was not there to get one. Whereas most people who would have bounties on them 20 years later would have them. So, yeah, really good episode. Definitely a bit more slower paced. Definitely setting up things for the future episodes. It was never going to be anything as big and cinematic as the first episode, but it did the job it needed to do. It's creating that emotional crux between Omega and, you know, Hunter and the rest of the Bad Batch. It gives them a lead to go and chase down in Rex, and it starts to introduce the Imperial side of things, and again starts to turn things even more from the Republic we knew and loved to the Empire that, I mean, to be fair, that some of us know and some of us love. I'm an Empire kid, you know. I dig the Empire as much as I dig the Rebellion. You know, you can't have a good side without a really good bad side. So I do like the Empire. Anyway, me and Zuko gonna go enjoy the rest of my birthday. But thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next episode.